The emergency imposed on the 3rd of November continues, and there is growing support for the Chief Justice who remains under house arrest. Demands for the restoration of democracy grow louder, and pressure mounts for President Musharraf to quit the army. Police look on as students gather for a peaceful protest. They want to deliver flowers to the Chief Justice to show their support.
And this is also for you. This is a peaceful protest, and let me make this clear, that everyone, the youth of the country, has gathered here just for one purpose: judiciary, freedom of judiciary, freedom of media, and freedom of the Constitution of 1973. Pakistan! Zindabad! Let's go!
The police call a halt before they reach the Chief Justice's house, and the students hand over their flowers.
इन्होंने हमसे वादा किया कि चीफ जस्टिस आपको ये फूल
ये हमारी तरफ से चीफ जस्टिस को डिलीवर करेंगे।
Why have you come today to this demonstration?
Well, basically, Pakistan, our country, our future is illegalized right now because the president we have right now is a military dictator. He's come into this post illegally.
How old are you?
I'm 14.
It's very young to feel so strongly about...
I know, but this is our future, man.
This is to honor the judges of the Superior Court who, for the first time in the history of Pakistan, they have defied a military dictator. This is a judicial revolution, and the symbol of this judicial revolution is Chief Justice Iftkhar Chaudhry. And this revolution is now on the march.
I was impressed by the passion of Rodad Khan when he spoke at the Students' March. So I met him the following day for a walk in the Margala Hills overlooking Islamabad. He tells me he's a retired civil servant. He's seen it all from the day the Union Jack came down and the flag of Pakistan was raised for the first time in 1947. He also remembers well the 1999 coup when General Musharraf dismissed Prime Minister Nawaz Sharif.
We thought he was the Messiah, you know. We thought he was the answer to the problems of Pakistan. And we thank God, you see. The young general has appeared on the scene, He will get rid of all these kleptocrats, people who have looted and plundered Pakistan. He did nothing of the kind.
Where does power reside in Pakistan, in this city?
In all genuine, authentic democracies, power resides in the parliament, not in Pakistan. The center of gravity is in Rawalpindi, in the GHQ.
The headquarters of the army.
The headquarters of the army. In fact, I will go a step further. It's not just power that resides there. It is sovereignty that resides in the GHQ, But what we just can't understand, that the great champion of democracy, the United States of America, why are they supporting a military dictator in Pakistan, Why this double speak, Why are they speaking with a forked tongue,
America supports Musharraf because he became an important ally in the war on terror after 9/11. This is Pakistan's border with Afghanistan, 1,700 kilometers of mountainous terrain that's defied the attempts of rulers to subdue it throughout history. When America invaded Afghanistan, Musharraf ordered 40,000 troops to this region to track down foreign militants.
Now here is a situation where we don't want Al-Qaeda or foreigners on our land. And we don't want militant Taliban to go across the border into Afghanistan and fight there. This is Pakistan's interest. It happens to be in their interest also. So therefore our interests coincide. The interests of the United States, coalition, they coincide. It was a difficult decision, but then I took it in Pakistan's interest. Whatever I've done in Pakistan in the past few weeks is not towing their line. Certainly, I wouldn't have done whatever I've done if I was towing their line. I'm doing things which I feel is in national domestic interest.
General Ghulam Dastagir is the man running Operation Al-Mazan on the border with Afghanistan in North Waziristan. His men have to hunt down the militants and prevent them from crossing the border.
In post 9/11 scenario, when the Taliban regime fell in Afghanistan, they went out from there in all directions. Few came in Pakistan. Basically, there are Tajiks, Uzbeks, Turkmens, and Arabs are also there. This enemy is like a snake. It can appear anywhere because in the Afghan Jihad, these people have been supporting them. These people have been serving as a base. They wear the same dress as the people in Afghanistan are wearing or as the people in Pakistan are wearing. They speak the same language. They have the same features. So it is very difficult to identify between the militant and the innocent person.
Across the Afghan border, Americans are on patrol in their high-tech Humvees. Pakistan's generals say the US denies them the latest technology for the fight against the militants. But Pakistan's war on terror is no longer confined to the badlands of the border. Back in the cities, ordinary Pakistanis are also dying in suicide attacks. The president's car has been targeted twice since he joined the war on terror. In December 2003, the militants almost succeeded. They blew up a bridge, missing the president's motorcade by seconds. 2 weeks later, they struck again. 14 passers-by were killed.
There are 2 petrol pumps. And from one of the petrol pumps, there was an opening for turning around. So there were cars stopped. I took just a glance like that. Who is this chap? Oddly parked. I almost looked front and the whole thing blew up. There was darkness, debris coming on the car and smoke. Another 100 yards, I think, is at the second petrol pump. There was another vehicle which came and blew up. This one blew up right in front. The previous one was right behind. So I saw the whole thing. When you are faced by suicide bombers, there is no defense. There is no defense against a person who is prepared to blow himself up. So protection against it has to be on a zero tolerance, as they say, zero error syndrome. You can't have an error, because if you have an error, you're gone.
Nowhere is beyond the reach of the suicide bombers. At an observation post nearly 9,000 feet up, General Dastagir's men guard the border with Afghanistan. Here too, suicide attacks have become part of the daily threat from the militants.
This post we maintain throughout the year, round the clock, merely due to its domination of the observation. It dominates the routes coming from Afghanistan to Pakistan. Now we are going toward, I'll show you this vehicle which met a suicide bombing, and you just see what happened to it. It blew off. Not even a single part of this vehicle is intact, and everybody in this vehicle, they perished. When the militants have seen that they have not been able to confront us with the conventional means, so they have adopted a new tactics. They have, every day they modify their tactics, and accordingly we also modify, because they are not following the rules of game. Now they have gone in to close in with the help of the women, with the help of a small little boy, and he will blow himself up. This is what is the cost we are paying, my troops are paying toward the effort which we are putting in.
In October, Benazir Bhutto returns from exile after 11 years out of power.
God forbid, the nightmare scenario that I envisage is in 2 years, these militants will march onto Islamabad, and I'm saying, if you can't look after the situation, quit. I can. So make way for the people to choose their leader.
But in the midst of her supporters' celebrations, she too comes face to face with Pakistan's violent politics.